Can a single musical composition truly bridge the infinite divide between the fragility of human existence and the eternal transcendence of the creative soul? We begin our monumental 20-minute immersion into Gustav Mahler's Symphony No. 5, a masterpiece born from the crucible of near-death experience and the heights of profound romantic devotion. This academic documentary will meticulously examine the historical data and musicological nuances that define this symphonic giant. Welcome to our field report on one of the top 100 events in musical history. I am here in Vienna to guide you through the intricate architecture of this absolute music. Every note we hear today is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The fundamental question posed by the opening C-sharp minor trumpet fanfare is one of mortality and resilience in the face of absolute despair. Why did Mahler, at the absolute peak of his career as director of the Vienna Court Opera, turn towards such a dark and complex instrumental language during this specific era? By analyzing the original 1901 sketches, we discover a composer struggling to move beyond the lyrical simplicity of his earlier Jinderhorn years into a realm of pure symphonic form. This 20-minute investigation will provide specific evidence of his transformation through archival documents and detailed score analysis. The atmosphere of Vienna in the early 1900s was a boiling pot of intellectual revolution where Freud and Klimt were redefining boundaries. Every street corner in this historic city whispered of change and existential dread. We must consider the psychological weight of his responsibilities during this transitional period of musical history. The sheer complexity of the socio-political landscape in the Austro-Hungarian Empire at the turn of the century added a layer of profound pressure to his artistic endeavors. This documentary will peel back these layers to reveal the man behind the baton. To understand the depth of Symphony No. 5, we must first examine the socio-political and cultural landscape of Vienna at the turn of the century. As the undisputed musical capital of the world, the city was a paradox of tradition and revolutionary modernism. Mahler's position as the head of the court opera gave him unprecedented power over the artistic life of the empire, but it also made him a target for intense public scrutiny and prejudice. The symphonic form itself was undergoing a radical evolution, moving away from programmatic descriptions toward an abstract structural integrity that challenged the listener's expectations. His fascination with the philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche provided a theoretical framework for his creative output during these years of intense labor. We see this intellectual depth reflected in the complexity of the symphony's internal architecture and its challenging harmonic language that often bordered on atonality. Every performance he conducted at the Opera House was a lesson in dramatic pacing and orchestral color, which he then applied to his own symphonic creations. This historical context is essential for appreciating the gravity of the work he was about to produce. The Fifth Symphony occupies a unique place in Mahler's chronological development, marking the beginning of his middle-period instrumental trilogy. Unlike his previous works, which often featured vocal elements, this composition relies entirely on the expressive power of the massive orchestral ensemble. This shift toward absolute music was a daring move that pushed the boundaries of what a symphony could express without the aid of text. The structure of the work, divided into 3 distinct parts across 5 movements, reveals a sophisticated understanding of dramatic pacing and structural symmetry. Each movement serves as a specific building block in a larger narrative of struggle and eventual triumph over the forces of darkness. The technical demands placed upon the brass and woodwind sections were virtually unprecedented in 1902, requiring a level of virtuosity that few orchestras of the time could consistently provide. We can trace the influence of his operatic conducting experience in the dramatic surges and theatrical pauses that define the score's unique character. This revolutionary approach to symphonic writing would go on to influence generations of composers throughout the 20th century. In February 1901, a catastrophic intestinal hemorrhage nearly ended Mahler's life, leaving him physically weakened but artistically reborn in a most profound way. This specific medical emergency is the documented catalyst for the funeral march that opens the symphony with such haunting and visceral intensity. Records from the era describe his recovery period at the sanatorium as a time of intense philosophical reflection on the nature of his own survival and artistic legacy. The statistics of his work schedule at the time show a staggering performance pace that inevitably led to his physical and mental collapse. This struggle against the inherent limitations of the human body is vividly captured in the first two movements of the composition, where the music seems to groan with the weight of exhaustion. We can see in his private letters the deep-seated anxiety he felt during these months of difficult and lonely convalescence. The physical pain he endured became a primary source of inspiration for the stormy and turbulent atmosphere that permeates the score. This crisis was not just a medical event, it was a psychological turning point that forced him to confront the void. The first two movements of Symphony No. 5 represent a profound struggle with the concept of mortality and the darkness of the human condition. The opening funeral march is not merely a procession, but a psychological landscape of grief and mourning for a lost sense of security. The secondary theme, marked by its violent outbursts and chaotic energy, reflects the internal turmoil of a man who has looked directly into the abyss of his own extinction. This musical depiction of the problem is essential for understanding the eventual resolution that occurs later in the work. The density of the counterpoint and the harshness of the dissonances were shocking to early listeners, representing a radical break from traditional symphonic aesthetics. Mahler was not interested in providing easy comfort. He wanted his audience to experience the full weight of the existential crisis he had recently endured. Every rhythmic gesture and instrumental color is chosen to enhance the sense of unease and tension that permeates these early sections of the symphony. The music serves as a mirror for the collective anxieties of a society on the brink of total and irreversible transformation. This was the dark before the dawn of his new life. On November 7, 1901, Mahler's life took a definitive and life-altering turn when he met Alma Schindler at a dinner party hosted by Bertha Zuckerkandl. Alma was a 22-year-old beauty and an accomplished composer in her own right, famously known as the Muse of Vienna. Their romantic collision was instantaneous and profound, providing the emotional balance and inspiration his life so desperately required at that time. The documentary record indicates that their engagement followed just weeks later, sparking a creative fire that would shape the second half of the symphony. This meeting represents the crucial pivot from the mourning of the first movements to the vibrant energy of the eventual finale. The influence of Alma on Mahler's creative process cannot be overstated. She became his primary critic and his greatest source of renewed hope. Their correspondence from early 1902 reveals a man deeply in love, using his music as a primary medium for his romantic expression. This transformative encounter provided the good news that would lead to his artistic and spiritual rebirth. This was the moment the shadows began to lift. Gustav and Alma were married on March 9, 1902, in a relatively quiet ceremony that marked the official beginning of their partnership. This union was a period of immense creative fertility for the composer, as the security of his domestic life provided the necessary foundation for completing the Fifth Symphony. We can see the impact of their marriage in the shift toward a more affirmative and triumphant musical language in the later movements. The symphony became a celebration of their union and the new life they were building together in the heart of the empire. Historical accounts describe a couple that was deeply devoted, providing the stability Mahler needed to overcome the existential dread of his earlier years. This period of personal happiness was essential for his ability to translate his complex emotions into a coherent symphonic structure. Their marriage stands as a central pillar in the narrative of the symphony's creation and its eventual global success. The creative rebirth he experienced during these months allowed him to access new depths of technical innovation that would define his middle period style. Every measure of the score from this period reflects the light of his new reality. The presence of Alma in his life acted as a profound catalyst for a total creative rebirth, allowing Mahler to access new depths of emotion and technical precision. He began to work with a renewed sense of purpose, completing the orchestration of the Fifth Symphony with incredible speed and accuracy. This rebirth is most clearly evident in the radical shift from the funeral march of the first movement to the joyful celebration of the rondo finale. The music begins to breathe with a new sense of freedom and light, reflecting the composer's own spiritual and emotional transformation. He incorporated more complex contrapuntal textures and a wider range of instrumental colors than ever before in his career. This period of creativity was characterized by a synthesis of his past traumas and his new hopes for the future. The symphony became a vessel for his entire being, capturing the full spectrum of the human experience from despair to ecstasy. We can hear in the music a man who has been transformed by love and who is now ready to share his vision with the world. This sense of renewal is what gives the symphony its enduring power to inspire listeners across the generations. Every note is infused with the energy of a man given a second chance. The Adagietto, the fourth movement of Symphony No. 5, is perhaps the most analyzed piece of music in the Mahlerian canon. Scored exclusively for strings and a single harp, it creates an intimate and ethereal atmosphere that is entirely unique in orchestral literature. The harp's gentle arpeggios provide a rhythmic and harmonic spine for the movement, creating a sense of suspended time and infinite longing. This specific orchestration choice was a radical departure from the massive forces used in the preceding movements, highlighting the shift to a more private and emotional realm. Musicological analysis reveals that the harp part is meticulously integrated with the string textures, providing a shimmering background for the soaring melodies. This movement was intended as a wordless love letter to Alma, and every note reflects the tenderness and devotion Mahler felt for his new bride. The choice of F major as the primary key provides a sense of warmth and light that contrasts sharply with the darkness of the symphony's opening movements. We can hear in the harp's gentle pulses the beating of a heart filled with love and hope. This movement serves as a spiritual bridge between the struggles of the past and the victory of the future. It is a masterpiece of economy and emotional depth. The string textures in the Adagietto are among the most beautiful and complex in all of Mahler's music, requiring a specific type of phrasing from the players. The use of portamento, or the sliding between notes, was a common practice in the late Romantic era and is essential for achieving the movement's characteristic song-like quality. The intricate weaving of the different string lines creates a rich and multi-layered tapestry of sound that seems to breathe with its own life. Every melodic arc is designed to mimic the natural cadences of a human voice singing a song of praise and adoration. The low register of the cellos provides a grounded foundation, while the violins soar to heights of incredible lyrical intensity. This movement is a masterclass in achieving maximum emotional resonance with a minimum of orchestral color. The silence between the notes is just as important as the sound itself, creating a sense of profound stillness and reflection. Listeners are invited to enter into this private sanctuary of sound and experience the transformative power of pure, wordless expression. The technical demands on the string section are immense, requiring a perfect balance between precision and vulnerability. This movement stands as a testament to Mahler's genius for creating music that is both deeply personal and universally accessible. It is the heart of his symphonic message. The Adagietto gained worldwide fame outside of the concert hall when it was used as the central theme in Luchino Visconti's 1971 film, Death in Venice. This cinematic association has forever linked the music with images of decaying beauty and the pursuit of an unattainable ideal in the public consciousness. While Visconti's use of the music as a funeral lament has influenced perception, it is important to remember Mahler's original intent as a declaration of love. This tension between the movement's romantic origins and its tragic cinematic legacy adds a layer of complexity to our modern understanding of the work. The film's use of the Adagietto helped to spark a global Mahler revival in the late 20th century, bringing his music to a diverse and international audience. We can see how the visual imagery of Venice perfectly complements the music's sense of suspended time and emotional weight. This cultural intersection demonstrates the enduring power of Mahler's music to adapt and resonate across different media and historical contexts. It remains a fascinating example of how a specific piece of music can take on a life of its own, far beyond the composer's original vision. This legacy of interpretation is an essential part of the symphony's ongoing story and its place in our collective cultural memory. The music continues to haunt and inspire us with its timeless beauty. The fifth movement, the Rondo Finale, represents the ultimate climax and triumph of Symphony No. 5, resolving all the tension and conflict of the preceding movements. This movement is a brilliant display of contrapuntal mastery, where Mahler weaves together 8 distinct musical themes with incredible architectural precision. The influence of J.S. Bach's fugues is evident in the movement's complex polyphonic textures and its relentless rhythmic energy. This is a celebration of life and creativity, a joyful response to the darkness of the earlier funeral march. The return of the chorale theme from the second movement, now presented in a triumphant D major, provides a sense of grand structural resolution that is deeply satisfying. The sheer scale of the orchestration creates a sonic world that is both overwhelming and exhilarating for the listener. This finale is a masterclass in symphonic development, moving through a series of increasingly complex variations toward a final, glorious conclusion. The technical demands on the orchestral sections are among the highest in the entire repertoire, requiring flawless coordination and individual virtuosity. We are left with a sense of overwhelming joy and accomplishment as the music reaches its final resolution. Every measure is infused with the energy of a composer at the height of his powers. This is the victory he worked so hard to achieve. The technical mastery displayed in the Rondo Finale is a testament to Mahler's tireless commitment to the evolution of the symphonic form. He spent years revising the orchestration of this movement, always striving for greater clarity and emotional impact on his audience. Statistical analysis of the score reveals over 500 measures of continuous, high-energy musical development that never loses its forward momentum. The intricate interplay between the brass, woodwinds, and strings requires a sophisticated understanding of instrumental color and structural balance. Every fugal section is constructed with surgical precision, leading the listener through a labyrinth of sound toward a final, glorious resolution. This movement marks a turning point in his career where he finally achieved a synthesis of traditional forms and modernistic innovation. His ability to balance massive orchestral forces while maintaining individual clarity of line is a hallmark of his late style. The technical challenges posed by the score continue to push modern orchestras to the limits of their abilities, ensuring that the work remains a vibrant and essential part of the living repertoire. This mastery of form and content is what defines the Fifth Symphony as a true masterpiece of absolute music. It is a work that demands our full attention and rewards us with a deeper understanding of the possibilities of sound. Every note is a testament to the composer's unwavering belief in the power of music to express the most complex aspects of the human experience. This finale is the ultimate proof of his enduring genius. Today, Gustav Mahler's Symphony No. 5 stands as a permanent monument to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of art. Its journey from a private hospital bed in Vienna to the world's greatest concert stages is a testament to its universal and enduring appeal across the generations. We are left with a decision. How do we integrate this profound message of survival and love into our own modern and complex lives? Mahler's voice, though over a century old, speaks directly to our contemporary anxieties and our most enduring hopes for a better future. This 20-minute academic examination has only scratched the surface of its incredible depths, yet the evidence of its greatness is absolutely undeniable. As the final notes of the Rondo Finale echo in our minds, we recognize that the struggle for meaning is a timeless endeavor that unites us all. The architecture of this music provides a framework for understanding our own emotional and spiritual landscapes. It is a gift of sound that continues to grow and evolve with every subsequent listening experience. We must choose to embrace the lessons of resilience and love that this masterpiece offers us in our daily lives. Every performance is a renewal of this timeless message of hope and triumph over the forces of despair. The symphony remains a beacon of light in an often dark and uncertain world. Its legacy is one of unwavering courage and artistic integrity. In conclusion, the Fifth Symphony remains one of the most beloved works in the classical repertoire, captivating audiences with its emotional depth and technical brilliance. Its journey from personal struggle to a public masterpiece reflects the universal human experience of navigating through darkness to find the light. This 20-minute academic examination has provided a foundation for understanding the work's historical and emotional significance. As we look back on the events of 1901 and 1902, we see a man who was transformed by his art and his love. The evidence of his transformation is written in every measure of the score we have analyzed today. We are invited to join him in this journey of survival and celebration. The profound beauty of these sounds remains a source of strength for all who listen. This is the enduring power of Gustav Mahler. This is the story of Symphony No. 5. May it continue to inspire and uplift us for another 100 years and beyond. Our investigation concludes here in the heart of the city where it all began. The music is eternal. I hope this detailed exploration of Gustav Mahler's Symphony No. 5 has enriched your understanding of this monumental work and its historical significance. May the profound resilience found in this music accompany you in your own journeys and bring harmony to your days. I wish you all peace, inspiration, and a life filled with the beauty of the arts. Thank you for your time and attention today. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. 구독과 좋아요를 눌러주세요. 감사합니다.